In the early years of World War II, the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean was a battleground of immense strategic importance. While much of the conflict's focus was on Europe, a lesser-known yet significant theater unfolded along the eastern shores of North America. German U-boats, formidable and stealthy, began to infiltrate these waters, targeting Allied shipping lanes that were vital for the war effort. One of the most audacious campaigns took place in the Gulf of St. Lawrence, a body of water that had been considered a safe haven. In 1942, German U-boats penetrated this area, launching attacks on merchant vessels and fishing boats. The first significant attack occurred on September 13, 1942, when U-165 torpedoed the British merchant ship Caribou, resulting in the loss of 137 lives. This event marked a turning point, shattering the illusion of safety for Canadian coastal communities. The initial shock of these attacks prompted a swift response from the Canadian government and military. The Royal Canadian Navy, RCN, previously focused on convoy escort duties in the North Atlantic, was now tasked with defending its own shores. New anti-submarine warfare, ASW, strategies were developed, and resources were allocated to bolster coastal defenses. However, the RCN faced significant challenges, including limited manpower, outdated equipment, and the vastness of the area to patrol. German U-boats employed innovative tactics to maximize their effectiveness. They utilized the wolf pack strategy, coordinating attacks on convoys to overwhelm escorts. Additionally, advancements in sonar technology and improved torpedo designs enhanced their lethality. The U-boats' ability to operate in shallow waters and their stealth capabilities made them formidable adversaries. Throughout 1942 and into 1943, the Gulf of St. Lawrence became a hotspot for U-boat activity. Several merchant ships were sunk, and the psychological impact on the local population was profound. Communities along the coast lived in constant fear of attack, and the once thriving fishing industry was disrupted. The RCN, along with the Royal Canadian Air Force, RCAF, increased patrols and conducted numerous ASW operations. By mid-1943, the Allies began to gain the upper hand. Improvements in radar and sonar technology, along with better coordination between naval and air forces, led to increased success in detecting and destroying U-boats. Notable victories included the sinking of U-1225 and U-536, which dealt significant blows to the German submarine campaign. The sustained pressure from Allied forces forced Germany to reconsider its strategy. By late 1943, U-boat operations in the Gulf of St. Lawrence had diminished. The focus shifted back to the North Atlantic, where the Battle of the Atlantic continued to rage. For Canada, the experience was a harsh lesson in vulnerability and the need for preparedness. The U-boat campaign in Canadian waters left an indelible mark on the nation's history. It highlighted the importance of coastal defense and the need for rapid adaptation to emerging threats. The bravery of Canadian sailors and airmen, often operating with limited resources, became a testament to their resilience and commitment. Moreover, the campaign underscored the interconnectedness of global warfare and the reach of enemy forces. As the war drew to a close, the Gulf of St. Lawrence returned to its peaceful state. However, the echoes of the U-boat campaign remained. For Canada, the events of 1942 to 1943 served as a reminder that no nation is beyond the reach of conflict, and that vigilance is essential in safeguarding sovereignty. The story of the U-boat attacks on Canada is not just a chapter in military history but a reflection of the nation's resilience and the enduring spirit of its people. The campaigns in the Gulf demonstrated both the audacity of German commanders and the ingenuity of Canadian defenders. The U-boat's silent approach, precise torpedo strikes, and careful navigation challenged Canadian forces to innovate under pressure. Convoy escorts learned to anticipate attacks, aircraft patrols became more coordinated, and sonar technology was adapted to the unique conditions of the Gulf. Each encounter at sea was not merely a tactical engagement but a test of human endurance, decision-making, and courage. Human stories emerged from these engagements: sailors who survived treacherous storms, crews who narrowly escaped torpedo strikes, and families who awaited news of loved ones with fear and hope. Memoirs and logbooks from the period detail the isolation of life aboard convoy ships, the constant threat of attack, and the bravery required to continue duty despite limited resources. The courage displayed in these moments formed an integral part of Canada's wartime legacy, demonstrating that even in adversity, human resilience could shine. These experiences also influenced post-war military policy. Lessons learned in the Gulf of St. Lawrence shaped Canada's coastal defense strategy and emphasized the importance of coordination between naval and air forces. The psychological impact of the U-boat campaign instilled a sense of vigilance that carried into post-war planning, while also fostering public respect and recognition for those who served during these perilous operations.